Did you know there was a banned episode of Shining Time Station? Here's how it happened. On April 27th, 1994, the same day as Richard Nixon's funeral, the New York and Washington, D.C. PBS stations accidentally aired The Mayor Runs for Re-Election, which featured a Nixon impersonator. Producer Rick Siggelkow had already sent out a message to PBS stations not to air the episode in the event that Nixon died, given that it might look disrespectful, but these two stations did it anyway, by accident. This resulted in a flurry of angry phone calls and Rick Siggelkow going on the New York Evening News to try and explain the episode in more detail.
But Rick Siggelkow's opinion of Richard Nixon softened over time, so much so that only last year he introduced a Nixon-like character into a popular children's TV series he produces to teach kids about politics. Mr. Richhouse, played by actor Richard Dixon, was conceived out of affection for a man who simply would not give up.
My fellow Shining Timers.
There was a pathos to Richard Nixon, and I think that we felt it as producers. I think that a lot of the people in the public felt it. That here was a man who had been disgraced in office, in high office, had fallen from such a high place, and yet found a way to continue to contribute.
This event was even cited in a book about Nixon, given as an example of how the country felt conflicted at the time of his death. Interestingly, prior to Nixon's passing, the actor who played Schemer on the show saw an early draft of the episode and thought that the real Richard Nixon was coming on the show. The cast and crew decided to play along until he realized it was a different actor, and the joke was on Schemer.